Hi, I am Laura Woodroof, and this is my Heidi Roizen oral case study presentation. I believe there were two major events or crucibles in Heidi's life that helped shape her future. The first one was when her parents divorced, when Heidi was 9 years old. Her father went off and started her own business, which later on failed. Her mother worked the high school cafeteria as a way to earn money to pay bills. She also started her first puppet business for children's birthday parties, also in a way to earn additional money. The second crucible happened in her junior year at Stanford University when her fiance was killed in an airplane crash. After that painful event, she realized that she was dependent on somebody else way too much. She didn't like she decided to change her life and finish her school early. After graduating from Stanford University with a creative writing degree and struggling to find a job in the technology industry, Heidi got her first opportunity at using her networking ability. When a friend that worked attending computers gave her the phone number of the lady in charge of hiring for the position of editor of the company's newsletter, Rosen gave her a call and the two hit it off. And while there were other 60 applicants for this position, Heidi got the job. As editor of the company newsletter, Rosen was invited to sit in the top management meetings where very important strategic topics were discussed. This job allowed her to use her writing skills as well as the opportunity to learn about technology. This was Rosen's first experience with networking, and it was a very successful one. After graduating from the Graduate School of Business in 1983, Heidi decided to work with her brother to turn a software program that he had written called TeamMaker into a real company. In order to generate consumer demand and to promote the product, Heidi used her networking abilities, her outgoing personality, and her desire to meet interesting people help her develop a relationship with members of the press. Heidi later used this relationship with members of the press as a leverage to create awareness for the company and its product. At this point in her career, Heidi also used other tools in order to increase her exposure in the industry and to build a greater network. She attended various industry conferences and events. She was member of very well-known technology-oriented groups. She will sit in panels and she will give interviews at these events. And she later on became president of the SPA. In 1996, Heidi joins Apple as the VP of the Worldwide Developer Relations. Heidi represented a confident and a respected voice in the developer community due to her experience at TeamMaker and as president of the SPA. In 1996, the software sales were down and there was a real panic in the community. To ease this panic in the community, she had to call in for some favors. And some of the people that she had to call, there were people that she hadn't had contact with in a long time, but that they were part of her network. Heidi believes there are three things that are important in order to build and maintain a network. One is having access to people, two is performance, and three is consistency. Well, with the first one, having access to people, she believes is something that is built over time. It doesn't happen just in one or two encounters. It's something that it has to be built. That also is mentioned in the article by Uzi and Dunlap at how to build your network. They quote saying that a strong personal network don't just happen at the water cooler; they have to be carefully constructed. End quote. Heidi clearly understood the value of investing in relationships in order to maintain and build a network. She did this through opening her house and having small group of friends for a dinner party. In these dinner parties in which she will cook herself, she'll create an environment of comfort and an environment where they will feel at ease. Through these dinner parties, Rosen was creating an environment of trust where private information could be going from left and right, information that could be valuable for others in the group. Also, by doing this dinner, she was winning friends, another tool that will later benefit her network. Before I conclude this video, I would like to give you a few examples that clearly show that Heidi Rosen is a giver. On page 257 in the book Give and Take, the author describes two givers' successful stories and explain how they help their colleagues find new jobs, and they also help aspiring entrepreneurs to gain the funding they need for their startup. These three bullet points taken from the case study describes Rosens as a giver. As I finished reading the book Give and Take by Adam Grant, I clearly see the similarities that the successful stories described in this book have with Heidi Rosen's case study.